Sure, I have my coffee. What's up again, YouTube? It's Thomas from Voyager Music, here to do another Digitakt tips, tricks, video. We just got to get right into it. So I wanted to just create a track from scratch and see what kind of ideas come out. We are rolling, so let's get right into it. So starting out with this bass sound, I'm finding that with this machine, because it's so easy to forget what track is assigned to what when you're working in multiple projects or multiple patterns across multiple projects. It's easy to forget like which is which, and like sure, it's labeled kick, snare, tom, clap, cowbell, it's got all the labels, but those don't necessarily always apply to what I'm using these tracks for, and I'm sure it's the same for those of you users out there, both Digitakt 2 and original Digitakt. So I'm finding that if I want to use this as a live performance device, which I do, want to use it mainly as a drum machine, effects processor for some external stuff, maybe some MIDI sequencing, but I'm realizing more and more with this device that and this whole electronic music thing in general, that because I'm a musician, a performer, a singer-songwriter, kind of first and foremost, certainly before I got into all this stuff, that this thing is so powerful. It can do so much. It can play all the music for you. And it's not really that much fun to watch somebody push play. You may as well just be a DJ, and I feel like there's this growing thing, and it certainly happened to me too, where I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cool because it can do all this stuff. I'm gonna make it do all this really amazing stuff, and then the machine will just do all the work. But like the whole thing about music performance and being an artist and expressing yourself is that like you got your hands in it, you got your hands on it, you're manipulating things, you're changing things, and I, honestly, like especially with like melodic chordal stuff, I'm like, I don't want to just have the thing play it. I want it. So long story short, I'm coming down to realizing like I'm using this as my effects processor, as a drum machine that I can manipulate and play with, and for bass. To get back to the point, I'm going to use track 8 as my bass sound, and right now it sounds like this. Pretty fat, got lots of high end in there also, so I'm going to just remove some of that. These that you're hearing. I'm even going to shave off a little bit of the like very low end. So that sounds like some dance like pop track. So I think I'm going to kind of go with that sound and maybe honestly stay in the key of C here. I really like that. That's a stock Digitakt sound called noise. Very nice. And because I think that sounds really cool, that can be a foundation for it. And I have this tempo going already with the metronome, I believe, on. Oh, whoops. So I have this other track. This was just in me prepping it. I've only done 2 tracks. I want to do the rest with you. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to make it, I always go the full length. Oh, here's a little tip. It's got so many options for making sequences longer, and I always find with melodic stuff and with bass stuff that I want the sequence to be longer, so I'm going to double the length of this track. So right now everything's set to 64. I'm going to go function yes per track. Then I'm going to change the scale of track 8. See, it's got track 8 selected. I'm going to change the scale to half the time, able to go longer, and then I'm going to change I believe this is the measure length. And I'm just holding function to get musical numbers, and I'm going to go to 128. So now this bass track is going to be twice as long as everything else that's 64 steps and 1 time scale, which is going to allow this, and you'll see how much it moves half as fast. 2, 3, 4, whereas if I'm going on this track, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, right? Okay, so we're going to just write a little bass line. 2, 3. Half as fast, it's not the same rhythm that I played. It's kind of not what I had envisioned it, but we're gonna roll with it, because why not? I'm gonna quantize everything. I like it to be nice and tight. And actually, and that's a global, so that's the whole thing's gonna be quantized. See how much longer that melody is than it would be if I was going half as fast. So that's a cool trick. You know what though? Because this is more like a melodic bass line, I'm not sure it needs to be twice as long. So I changed my mind. That's a cool little tip and trick though, that I use a lot if my bass line is much slower and just kind of more of a foundation. But because this is kind of like a melody that's happening, which I feel like you hear a lot in dance music, I'm gonna just go back and see what this sounds like. So shit, I mean, that's cool, but that ain't it. That's not what I want either. So I want basically what I played. Dum 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 dum. I feel like that's pretty good. Honestly, I just want it to be like that again. So you see what I did there? I copied this, I copied the second page. I went Page+Copy and then Page+Paste. That's super useful. So that's cool. I like that. Before we get too sick of it though, because I find that with the sequence music, it just will drive you crazy if you're not careful. This is cool. This is just like a little horn loop. I'm gonna like put some delay on it and have it happen not that often. Also gonna have it be much shorter. And it's in C. Perfect. So I'm gonna go 1, actually, just 1 and 3. Whoops. Yeah. Right away we have like an intro kinda, so that's cool. Maybe I'm just gonna copy and paste that. Function copy, function paste. Okay, so let's get something other than the stock. Let's find a kick drum in here that's cool. Do like a side stick maybe. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, I like that. So, what I was saying before, about staying organized across your tracks, like I'm always using 1 and 2 as kick and snare. Sometimes I'll use 3 as like another snare. Right now it's a tom, like your classic Digitakt tom, but if I want to get some more oomph on those on the 2 and 4, let's see what this one sounds like. Yeah, it sounds cool, sure. You can pitch it and change it and do stuff to it so that I like it better. Maybe a little sample rate reduction, turn it down. Yeah, why not? That's pretty sick. So if we have our intro, just no drums. And maybe this is like high passed. And then it drops in. Okay, something I always forget with this instrument, this is gonna this is really basic, but I'm gonna put a crash. Dude, it like a little crash cymbal for a drop just does amazing things. I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna go to just the first one. See if that sounds like that sounds pretty good. You don't want it to be like too huge or you're gonna scare people away. And I'm just gonna put that 1 of every 4, so it's not happening constantly. Conditional triggers, you know about all that probably. Copy. Go in here and I'm gonna put a copy of it, but I'm gonna do it 4 of every 4, and this is gonna be a reverse cymbal. And it's gonna be much shorter because I mean I might want to do other stuff on this track then, so the cymbal is just gonna be on that trigger, and then like maybe this trigger depending. You have to test it though, so let's test it. See how that emphasizes that downbeat and the drop so nicely? Okay, so let's find out. Oh, what did I do? I'm gonna just erase that so we can figure this out. So it needs to be way shorter. Like there maybe? Or there. Let's find out. Ah, still too long. So you can change the length to make that work. Yeah, that's pretty close. You can also just tune it up so it's a little faster, because tuning... Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm not going to go crazy with it, or I'm going to just tune it up just a little more, like to... It's still a little long. Minute details. Now I'm going to put this trigger back. See, something like that's pretty cool. Like, I could also, like, take this trumpet sample and reverse it also. But you want it... Yeah, much shorter. Kind of, I want it leading up to the downbeat of the first measure. That's weird. We could tune this down a whole octave, and then it'll make it much longer. But we need to turn the delay off also. So let's see what it does. I mean, whatever. It's kind of a cool little change. Okay. Let's not change the melodic content. Let's just put some page copy, page paste, page paste. Just put some hats in there. We're gonna turn this way down because it's gonna be immediately too hot. It's not a hat, but a clap. Look at that. It's already got by. Probably because So something we could talk about with the compressor. I'm sidechaining to track 1. You can do this. You don't have to just do this in house like dance music. You can do it in hip hop and other styles as well. I want to make sure that I'm still recording. Hell yeah, I love it. I don't care. Trusty cup of joe next door. It sounds good. So this is your mix, right? Faded all the way out. Not compressing at all. Sounded pretty sick, actually. I like this beat. And because it's a track 1, it's ducking everything else slightly. And you hear compressing that slow cymbal too. You really hear it on the high frequencies. So yeah, I mean, I think that sounds pretty sick. Like for a drop, like I don't know what else you need. Like maybe you need some vocal sample or something else going on. But so right now we got the trumpet here. I'm gonna copy this again. So For those of you that have just gotten your first Digitakt, or maybe you just got a Digitakt 2, I was lusting hard, gassing hard for the Digitakt 2, but realized that I can do what I need to do on this, and then I can play the rest of this stuff. The Digitakt 2 supports much longer sequencing, which I was initially very attracted to, but I've just come to realize that like the classic, the original, can do so much too, and it's just a matter of like your skills and your knowledge and your ability to program. So like I may like here I'm kind of out of tracks, right? We got the cymbal here, we got the hi-hat, this reinforced snare, kick drum, bass sound, this sample that's happening, which is like pretty subtle. Like I don't even know if we need that, but and this little trumpet thing recurring. And in fact, I would say that this trumpet thing is maybe happening a little too much. So like we could have this just happen one of every 2 times. I'm going to do the same thing for this trigger. So it's happening the first time. Happens again right here. It could be more in your face. And then it doesn't happen. Just let it ride. Space, baby. Space in music is huge. I always forget that. Another little, just a little side note, word of advice, something that I could take and use myself. Remember that you don't always have to have every track busy. That was another thought that I had when I was debating investing in the Digitakt 2 and like, you know, putting it on a credit card and paying it off and not worrying about that. Like, I think the Digitakt 2 looks so awesome. But how busy do you need to get? Like, do you need 16 tracks sequencing busy patterns? Like, I don't know. I just had this thought, like, and maybe sometimes you do, especially for like, you can just create such like intricate stuff like that. But if you have everything sequencing on like every 8th note or every 16th note or all these different patterns happening at once, it can be just kind of like chaos, and like ear fatigue is a real thing too as a music producer. And just for me to continue to feel justified in not having bought a Digitakt 2 yet, I think there's so much you can do with just 8 tracks, and sometimes that limitation is good. And I know that the 2 has limitations also, but like this is plenty for me. I probably will get one at some point, but right now, making myself feel better also about not having one. Someday. Super cool. It's such an awesome device. Electron, you guys are the GOAT. Love what you do. I'm thinking like maybe this is enough of a theme for a song, and we can like we need to create another section, right? We can't just do that all day long. So let's go here and then let's try using this as like more of a bass line. Maybe we're down lower. Maybe something like that. I'm gonna make a different chordal implication here on this. This is gonna happen the first time of every 2, and then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna put a B flat, A sharp. And these are gonna happen on every 2. I almost like to go below it, but oh wait, yeah, that's right. We're in the key C. I'm gonna take this trumpet part out too. Just clear that. I'm thinking maybe we go half as many times. I always like to do half time. Sometimes I like putting little like ghost note bass hits in there. I think I learned that from some, maybe even another one right here, even less. And then you can go, yeah, and that's happening, but I'm gonna make this conditional fill, so it's happening like 50% of the time. This guy's gonna do the previous. So if that happens, that one happens too. And then you have this row of 3. I think that's cool. Let's do like put another one of those somewhere else to really make it like an interesting sequence. Like right there, maybe 50% of the time, maybe less. This is still previous. I'm gonna make that again. And I'm gonna like over the course of these open the filter. Maybe it's got a little resonance. Oh, whoops. I deleted one. It's got a little resonance. Copy that, paste it, and that's... Ooh, that might be a little too much. Yeah, because this kick drum sample has a lot of high end. Also like to put some like, I'm just gonna copy this one because I think that's cool before like another kick drum maybe. Where is it happening? It could happen here. It could happen here and make this one less. Yeah, you hear that kick variation now happening? Yeah, and let's maybe boost, make this guy. Okay, so while we're on this subject, let's do some, make this, first of all, we can make this hi-hat talk to us a little more. I'm gonna go, we could do a little sample tune variation. It's happening very often. BPM, slow it down. Not so much. Function speed to change it to a musical. So that's cool. I like that. I'm gonna copy that. And I'm gonna put something else here now. Maybe we're doing the sample level. Very predictable. If you change the speed of one of these slightly so it's less musical, so it's still happening at this rate that isn't variable, but it's not synced to the music, so it's gonna kind of like morph. It's subtle. It's kind of hard to hear. While we're on that subject, I want to do something else like with this guy. I want the crashes to still be there, so I'm gonna like put a different kind of a sample, like maybe, I don't know, what is this? It's kind of cool. I'm gonna turn it down. And with this guy, I'm gonna do the sample level, but it's gonna be like way more drastic. I have to like hear a bunch of these. Maybe even more drastic, because I want it to be like gone some of the time. Okay, so that's cool. It's gonna be too fast though. I want it to be like kind of rarely happening. I almost think it's still too fast LFO wise. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna, ooh, it's hard to function I think it's 32 is what the next one is. I'm also gonna turn it down some more. Maybe filter it a little bit. Copy, paste, paste. Yeah, see, I love that. So it disappears even though it's still happening. Add some reverb to these. Make it bigger. Back to the beginning. You know, it's nothing crazy. This hi-hat is not doing anything interesting. I want to change. I'm going to go sample level. I love using LFOs. I learned this from somebody else. Yep. Maybe actually this sample level, I want to create some humanity with it. Then let's go do one more thing here. Maybe change the, go ahead and change the amp. Maybe amp hold time. Whoops. Stay with me. Hold time. Probably some more like EQing, some more balancing I could do with this. I think it's still too loud. It's too loud. One final trick. I'm gonna change the snare pattern the one more time. I'm gonna change it once. So I'm gonna go this last round. I'm gonna have it hit here early. I'm gonna make that the every 4. Okay. That's where it's gonna be. And then when that happens, I don't want this one. So not pre. So this one won't trigger if this one does on the 4th. We're gonna see it probably happen maybe this next time. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Let's see if I can do it before it comes around. Not that one, but it's cool. Not pre. Maybe this one, these have a bunch of delay or something on both of them. And some reverb. Maybe they're like distorted. Okay, we're almost there. I think this is gonna be that turnaround. See what it feels like. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Adds yet another level of variation. So the intro. I think maybe this trumpet's kind of bothering me. I don't know why. I don't like it very much. Kind of ordinary, you know? And then to the drop. Again, ideally, maybe you're playing something. Playing something over the top of this, not going too crazy. And then maybe we want to go to the B section. And maybe it's just all low passed. Slowly open it. This trumpet's, I don't like that at all, actually. Still going. Still good. I'm gonna send this trumpet hard to the reverb, and I'm gonna make the reverb huge. Trumpets like kind of almost disappeared, but you have this reverb that's, you can really hear the kick drum. I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna change everything here real quick. Like maybe that's something you want to keep. Kind of think that's cool, so I'm gonna copy that. Two, three, four. Remember that delay trick from my first video? Oh shit, wait, that's right, because whoops. One, two, three, four. You get the idea. Not that any of this isn't particularly groundbreaking, but some ideas, some more ideas for you. Again, I'm Thomas from Voyager Music. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope maybe you got something out of this. And thank you all so much for the support. The last video I did is easily the best response I've ever gotten on YouTube. I think it's because this is kind of a niche subject and people want to learn about this. And I like the idea of maybe somebody getting to where I feel like I am with this device in terms of like knowledge and knowing how to navigate and what it can do and how to build a song and all the things, like the phases that I've gone through. I like the idea of sort of bringing somebody up to my level quicker. So I think I'm offering, you know, some of that here. There's lots of great stuff online, obviously, as well. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks again for watching. See you next time for another video. Peace.